You should be good to go.
Okay, thanks, Austin. I don't think we have any students for student forum tonight. So we're going to go into old business. First, we have the course outline. Whoever is presenting that, feel free to share your screen.
Oh, yeah, Austin, can I get host rights?
There you go, sir.
Appreciate that. Oh, there we go. All right, so from last reading, I didn't do any major changes except for when Merve requested the syllabus directory, which is right here in this whereas. So I'll just read this whereas and then make a motion to continue. So whereas an implementation of a syllabus directory would also provide students a resource to certify if they can abide by the instructor's expectations before enrolling in a course. The syllabus directory would be composed of previous and current course syllabi by the department. The Bryan School of Business and Economics has this system established and would be used as an example. And I have that hyperlinked to their thing. So that's the only changes I have, other than like little grammatics. So like I guess can I make that motion and go ahead and like questions and answer?
I think Edmund has something to say real
Oh,
quick.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, no, I was just saying motion if he was read.
Okay.
Oh, can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Okay, so now we can move into a period of any new question and answers, unless you want to make a motion to move straight into discussion, or if anybody wants to make a motion to move straight into voting. So does anybody have any motions they'd like to make?
If no one has anything, can I make a motion and go straight into voting?
Is there a second?
Second.
Any dissent? Okay. Jesse, do you have the link to vote?
Yeah, give me just a second to copy it.
No problem. Okay, the link is in the chat. Can all senators please vote? Jesse, just let me know when every senator has voted who's here.
Yep, we're at 15 out of 20. right, in order to save time to figure out who the one person is, I'm gonna read everyone's name, and if your name is not called, please vote. Awa, Daniel, Kendall, Jared, Nicolette, Anthony, Leslie, Edmund, Amaya, Taylor, Haas, Talwani, Riley, Jocelyn, Mason, Shannon, Carmen, David, and James. So if you're the one person, please vote. Alrighty, for the sake of time, because it's not going to change the outcome of the vote if this person decides to vote for, against, or abstain. In a vote of 19 to 0 to 0, the piece passes.
Congratulations, Haas.
Thank you all. Let's go.
Next we're gonna move into amendment SB 9806. So whoever would like to present, feel free to share your screen.
Hey, Kendall. So that was the piece that Daniel presented, and Daniel isn't here. So I don't know if somebody else wants to present for him. If not, then I guess we could just wait till next week.
Edmund?
I can present it.
Okay. Do you need to share your screen, or would you like me to share mine?
Can you share your screen?
Sure. Give me 1 second.
Oh, Daniel said that he's here. He's traveling this evening. But I mean, I can still present it for him if you'd like.
Okay. Austin, could you give me screen sharing privileges, please?
You should be
Thank
good now.
you.
I don't know why I didn't do that to begin with.
Oops. Can you see that, Edmund?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Just let me know what you'd like me to do. Scroll down. Any changes made?
Oh, yeah, Austin. I'm gonna yield my time to Austin for this so he can present it.
Oh wait, this is the wrong one. So sorry. This is the right. There you go.
Yeah. So basically, there are no changes. It's exactly how we left it. Same thing. You know, we should pass this for the simple fact that it goes against like the integrity of higher education at the UNC system. So you know, all the support possible would be greatly appreciated. But that's all I really have to say.
If anybody has any questions, we can move into a period of Q&A. If not, discussion. And if anybody would want to make a motion to go, what is this, a second reading?
Yes.
The second reading, okay. If anybody wants to table it for a third reading or vote, up to you. So any motions?
Can I make a motion?
Sure.
Motion to move to previous question and go straight to voting.
Any second?
Second.
Okay. Jesse, would you mind dropping the form in the chat, please?
There you go.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Jared, would you like to be added as a signatory?
Yes, please. I was just about to go into the drive. Thank you.
Welcome. Is that okay with those who have authored the piece?
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
Okay. I will.
If- Yeah, if anybody else wants to, just you can add your name on the shared drive how you like it. That way we save time and no one has to type 1,000 names.
Okay. So if you would like to be added as a signatory, just go into the drive and type your name. Jesse says we're at 12 out of 20 votes. So if you haven't voted yet, please do. We are at 18 out of 20 votes. So if you are one of the 2 people who haven't voted yet, please do as soon as possible.
I'm going to read the names just so that everybody knows if your vote was received. Haas, Kendall, Awa, Carmen, Leslie, Nicolette, Mason, Edmund, Daniel, Jared, Taylor, Riley, Toluanimi, Shannon, Anthony, James, Jocelyn, and Amaya. Alrighty, again, with the sake of time, counting it at 18, because it still would be 2/3 of the Senate. And a vote of 16 to 16-0 to 2, the piece passes.
Congratulations, everyone who helped author the piece or sponsored. Congratulations, Austin.
Thanks, Kendall.
So next on the agenda, we have the Transitions Act. Did that already pass or?
It should be the transition report template.
Okay,
Yeah.
Transitions report template. Give me one moment.
All right.
Kendall, did I send you the wrong thing?
Yeah, I think I got the legislation instead.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna send it through to the chat.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, sorry about that.
There you go, Edmund.
All right, cool. So, there was a piece of legislation that went with it, but that really doesn't really matter. It's really the template. Everything is basically the same. I haven't made any changes to anything, but yeah. So yeah, that's the same. I don't think anyone had any questions about it from last time. So, cool to move into Q&A.
Okay, would you like to make that motion?
Yeah, I'll motion to move into Q&A.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
So
So we will,
I was
go
just,
ahead.
yeah, I was gonna make a motion to move from previous question to voting.
Is that okay with you, Edmund?
Yes.
Or did you? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Jesse, thank you. Please, everyone vote. All senators, please vote. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
Alrighty. At 17 out of 19, the following people have voted. Thank you, Awa, Carmen, Taylor, Jared, Edmund, Kendall, Leslie, Daniel, Shannon, Amaya, Nicolette, James, Riley, Haas, Talanomy, David, and Mason.
Jesse, there's a request in the chat for the link to be resent.
Yes, I realized I sent it to her privately, and so then I sent it again. But thank you. Awesome. And a vote of 18 to 0 to 1, the piece passes. Great job, you guys. 3 pieces all done.
Congrats, Edmund. Okay, so next we're going to move into new business. We do have new business for tonight. We have the student group allocations legislation from Edmund. So take it away.
Austin, could you give me rights to share my screen?
Should be good.
All right, cool. Y'all can see my screen?
Yes.
All right, cool. Milan, you gonna read it?
Sure.
All right.
Greetings, Senate. A bill to be entitled Student Group Allocations Act, author Milan Novakovic, sponsors Chairman Gayton and Chairman Cordy. Section 1. The Student Senate of UNC Greensboro's Student Government Association adopts the following bill. Whereas the Student Government Association is responsible for allocating funds to student groups and organizations in accordance with the association's mission and standard operating procedures, and whereas student group leaders have directly expressed desires for an improved and streamlined allocations process through the student group assessment administered by the Office of Campus Activities and Programs, and whereas the current student group allocations process does not make student group funding available at critical times during the semester. Through the current process, funding is typically available by the 4th or 5th week of the semester after major student group recruitment events have passed. Student group leaders have expressed a clear need for funding availability throughout the academic year, most critically in advance of the fall and spring semester for the purposes of preemptively purchasing recruitment-related items. Therefore, be it enacted. The Student Government Associations shall adopt changes to the standard operating procedures related to the structure and administration of the student group allocations process for the purposes of shifting to a yearly allocations cycle. This legislation shall adopt changes to the standard operating procedures for the purposes of adding professional development responsibilities for student group leaders to the responsibilities of the finance chair, finance committee, and treasurer jointly. Section 2, this act shall be effective upon enrollment by the 98th session of the Student Senate. The professional development responsibilities of the finance chair, finance committee, and treasurer shall take effect in the 99th session. The yearly allocations procedures will take effect for the 2022-2023 academic year, beginning the application process in March 2022. That is the ledge as read. Thanks for scrolling up. I'm now going to kind of give you the non-technical explanation. After assessing student groups and organizations, we saw that they don't like the current allocations process. They don't like that they don't get their money in time at the start of the semester. As you can probably recall, at the start of the semester is when you have fall kickoff or spring club events, when different groups and organizations are recruiting and attracting members. We aren't able to provide funds to these student groups until about the 4th or 5th week of school, because the finance committee has to begin the allocations process, has to approve them, they have to go to Senate. It's a whole structure and process. And so moving to this yearly allocation cycle will allow us to allocate money in March for the entire academic year. This means that a student group will apply for money for the next academic year in the March of the previous year. They'll go through the whole process with the Finance Committee and Senate, and then their funds will become available on August 1st. This will allow them to preemptively purchase things that they need for recruitment. It'll also give them access to their funds over winter break. Typically what happens is student groups have their funding removed on the last day of class of each semester, and then they have to re-request funds in the next semester. The reason we would like to shift to this process is simply because of the need and desire that student group leaders have expressed. Secondly, a major piece of this legislation brings forward professional development opportunities for our student group leaders. We've seen that through managing the allocations process thus far, budgets are oftentimes submitted incorrectly, or they have incomplete information, or not all of the information that they need has been thought through. So we'd like to create a budgeting workshop that will be a part of the allocations process. This workshop will be hosted every month of the academic year, and an officer will attend one of the workshops at their leisure and availability. During that workshop, we'll teach them how to create a budget and how to financially manage their organization. But these skills will also be cross-applicable to their personal lives, as budgeting for student groups is very similar and has many similar applicabilities to budgeting in your personal life. To break down the enacted portion of this legislation, Chairman Gayton, if you would scroll down. The first enacted clause outlines that this legislation will allow changes to the standard operating procedures that pertain to moving to this structure. When consulting with Peyton, she expressed that the standard operating procedures cannot be passed section by section. We have to vote to pass the entire changes to the standard operating procedures at once. Therefore, I can't put in this legislation exactly what those changes will look like, but it does authorize that changes be made related to this specific request. What will happen from this ledge is that it will move to the Governing Documents Committee, Payne, myself, the Finance Committee, and Governing Documents will work on creating those exact SOP changes. And then when Payne presents the complete standard operating procedure changes, Senate will then be able to vote on them as a whole. So I just wanted to clarify that here, that I'm not really able to present you with those final standard operating procedure changes because we're not allowed to vote on those section by section. They have to come as one fell swoop. What I can do is once the Finance Committee and the Governing Documents Committee has met before the second reading, I can try to share those with y'all, but they are going to be very complex and very detailed. The finance SOPs are 15 pages in and of themselves. So this ledge would just kind of approve us to make these changes. However, if you'd like to view the details, you're more than welcome to and are encouraged to do so. And then the second section there just kind of explains the timeline. it's impossible for us to move to this timeline for next year simply because it's already April and we don't have the time to teach student groups and get them on board with this process. So the professional development will start taking place next year. That's the budgeting workshop. But the actual allocations process won't take effect until 2 years from now, because at the end of next year is when student groups will begin to apply. And then the year after that is when this process will fully be underway. So I know that that is a lot of a lot of information. This is something that I've been working on for about the semester. So I would entertain a motion to move into Q&A.
Motion to
Wait.
move to Q&A.
Thank you. Okay, we'll start a period of Q&A. If you have a question, please put an X in the chat and I can call on you. Any questions?
I would look favorably upon a motion to table this legislation to the Governing Documents Committee.
Motion to table this legislation to Governing Docs Committee.
Any second? Any dissent? Anthony?
Did I miss discussion? I might have missed it. I was waiting for it.
Sorry, I moved too fast. We'll need to entertain a motion to move into discussion.
Motion to move to discussion.
Edmund's already motioned to just table the piece to the second reading, and there wasn't a second yet. So Edmund, if you want to retract your motion and then change it to discussion, you could, or you could leave it the same and let a senator second your motion to then just move it to the second reading.
Motion, well, I take away my previous motion and then motion to move to discussion.
Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you. Now we'll move into a period of discussion. If you have any points for discussion, please drop an X in the chat.
Anthony was first.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring about to Senate that Milan has been working on this for a while now. So it isn't something he just woke up and said this is what we're gonna do. And the finance committee and myself, we voted on it. And we're the ones that, really focus on this, and we really think it'll be better for the students and make it a lot easier, and it'll be more of a streamlined process for the students. And that's something that Milan talked about throughout the entire semester, is making it better for the students. And I think that although we're not voting today, but when it comes about to vote, that we vote that in to make sure the students have a better process when it's enacted.
Thank you, Anthony. Is there any more points of discussion? Edmund?
Motion to table this piece of legislation to Governing Docs Committee.
Any second? And is whoever runs the Governing Docs Committee okay with that?
Yes, of course.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, this piece will be tabled to the Governing Docs Committee.
Thank you, Senate. I just wanted to clarify, my office hours are really any time on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Just schedule a time with me. If there's any questions, you want further clarification, would definitely love to meet with you one-on-one to kind of have those conversations. And thank you. Looking forward to working with Governing Docs and Finance to move this forward.
Thanks, Milan. Okay, now we're going to move into Executive Council reports. We don't have any slides. Anthony wants to know, can he be in on that meeting, Peyton?
Absolutely. And if anyone else in Finance Committee would like to be included in that meeting, please feel free to reach out to me. We are more than happy to have y'all come and give your input. Anthony, I was definitely going to reach out to you directly, but yeah, if anyone else on Finance Committee wants to be included, absolutely.
Okay, so we have first Austin. We don't have any slides tonight, so can you just tell us what you've been up to?
Yeah, we'll do. So what I've been up to, last week I met with the UNCG's faculty senate chair and Fayetteville State's faculty chair and Dr. Kaplan about the chancellor's selection policy, about what we were doing, and what we were hoping to be able to encourage students to participate in. I've also been working on getting the petition ready. So you should be seeing that here in the next day or two. If we could get that petition sent out and signed by as many students as possible, that would be great. I guess to explain a little bit more about the petition, it's basically saying that students denounce the what has happened at Fayetteville State, but also what the chancellor selection policy is allowing to happen in our system, because it makes the UNC system look like a political appointment situation, and that's not okay, especially for higher education. So if you want to know more about that, you can definitely reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to explain more and just give you more information. I spoke with Milan about what you all just discussed and asked questions about. I think that having the new finance policies is really going to help streamline SGA and be more effective and efficient for students. So I'm definitely excited to see that. And preparing for the Provost Search Committee that's coming up, and the Board of Trustees meeting that are being scheduled for our naming policy situation. So be on the lookout for an update on that. What I have coming up is I'll be getting vaccinated second round tomorrow. So that should be fun. Probably not. It's probably going to be very, very bad, but we're doing it for the good. Preparing for grad school. So hopefully in one of these meetings, I'll be letting you know what grad school hopefully I'll be going to, fingers crossed. And just overall, just getting prepared for the next swing of meetings that are coming up for Provost Search and for the Board of Trustees. So other than that, I'll just continue to, do those things. If y'all have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. But if not, then I'll go back to being muted.
Thanks, Austin. I wish you luck in your grad school process and possible decision.
Yeah, thanks, Kendall.
Peyton, do you want to tell us what you've been up to?
Yeah, so mostly today I've been slammed with interviews for conduct teams. So I did interviews for a couple of hours yesterday, a couple of hours today, and then we have interviews Thursday and Friday of this week. So really excited to tell you all about how that went. I've also been wrapping up some straggling midterms, which has been sad, but it's okay. I met with Milan about the legislation that he just presented. And then I have the Governing Docs Review Committee meeting coming up. And then our Executive Council meeting tomorrow. So yeah, thank you. If anyone has any questions or anything, wants to meet about anything that they have going on, please feel free to reach out. And thank you, Riley. I appreciate your message in the chat.
Thanks, Peyton. And usually Ali would give his report, but he is not here today due to a last-minute emergency. So I'm sure he can tell you what he's been up to next week. Next, we're going to move into Senator Forum. So any senator can speak up to 2 minutes on matters pertaining to SGA. So if you would like to speak, just put an X in the chat. Awa?
Can I share my screen?
Sure.
There you go. You should be able to now.
Oh. Tanisha and I got information regarding how many African American faculty are at UNCG, and these are just the numbers, and I wanted to share with you guys. And we're going to be presenting it to Faculty Senate soon. So these are just the numbers within. So the College of Arts and Science, there's 6 African American teachers within the African American department. For biology, there's 4. For chemistry and biochemistry, there's 2. For communication studies, there's 3. English, there's 1. Geography and environmental sustainability is 1. History is 2. Language and lit is 2. Media studies is 1. Philosophy 1. Political science 2. Psychology is 2. Religious studies is 1. Sociology is 2. Women and gender studies is 2. And that's about 32 within the arts and science. And the Bryan School of Business and Economics there's 1 in accounting and finance. Dean's office, there's 3. Information systems and supply chains are 2. Management is 2. Marketing and entrepreneurship and hospitality and tourism is 3. And that's 11 within the Bryan School. And education, there's counseling and education development is 2. Education leadership is 5. Education and research methodology is 1. Library and information science is 1. Specialized education services is 1. Teacher education and higher education is 3. And the health and human sciences, communication science and disorders are 2. Human development and family studies is 7. Kinesiology is 2. Nutrition is 1. Peace and conflict studies are 1. Public health education is 9. Social work is 6. And that's 28 within that department. And the School of Nursing and for adult health nursing is 2. The nursing has 8, and that's 10 within that department. College of Visual and Performing Arts, for dance there's 5. For music there's 2. And for theater there's 1. And there's 196 Black faculty in total within UNCG. And the ones that aren't included, the departments that aren't included means that there's 0 within those departments. And that's all we have to share.
Thanks, Awa. You and Ty have done a great job collecting data, and love to see it. Irving said student leader roundtable for transitioning presidents and exec members hosted by SGA is next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Please come out and support if you can. The information and presentation can be used in your roles in SGA this session and next session. And Jesse has a question to Awa.
I was just going to ask, like, do you guys possibly have, like, out of how many faculty there are in these
I had searched up like how much faculty there is total in UNCG, and there's 3,000. So I don't know if that includes like staff that isn't a part of education and stuff, but I think that that's the total amount of out of it's out.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, or I guess a comment. It might be like, I wonder if there was a way like within each of these departments or within each of these colleges of the faculty that do teach to like kind of give a percentage of or like a ratio like to faculty senate. I don't know if that would help or improve. That was just an idea that I had.
Yeah, I think that within the faculty senate, I think that we're going to present it, and within, I think we can get more information. I think this was the one that we got provided within one of the faculty senates where they were looking at, but I think that there's more information within the UNCG website regarding it. So we'll look into that as well. Thank you.
Does anybody else have any more points of discussion? You can drop an X in the chat. Well, seeing there's no more points of discussion, we can move into announcements. So if you have any announcements, please drop an X in the chat. Carmen.
Sorry, Kendall, can you share your screen of what I sent you?
Yes.
So while she's pulling it up, this is the complete list of the senators that will be in the next session and the president and vice president who will be leading the next session. There'll also be an email. You can scroll down so they can see as well.
Okay.
But, there'll be an email sent out on Thursday to the student body congratulating those who won. And yeah, I just want to thank you, like all of SGA, for like helping me through this process and being patient with me. And congratulations to Ali and Haas and the rest of the senators. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Carmen. And you done a great election and you did really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody else have any more announcements they'd like to share? Seeing there is no more announcements. Next, we usually have adjournment roll call. So Asia, do you mind doing that for me, please?
Yep, doing it now. So you're good.
Thanks, Asia. Now we'll move into adjournment. I adjourn this meeting at 9:03. So thank you for everybody for taking the time tonight to go through the workshop that we had and all your responses, and congratulations to everybody who had legislation passed. And I hope you all